YouTube, my name is Julian, and I decided to post a video on why I am anti-adoption. Now, in saying that I am anti-adoption, before, this YouTube nutties, come round me up and kill me, symbolically, not literally, I want to explain my position, defend my position. And before you even start, I am adopted, so I do know firsthand about adoption. I do know about the adoption system. I have researched adoption. I have searched for the light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm telling you, it isn't there. Not for adoptees. It isn't there. I was born, supposedly, on September 28th of 1983. If you look at my altered birth certificate and my altered, I don't even know, my petitions and all that stuff, it's very uncanny and strange because all of the dates on it say 28, petition filed like November 28, the thing granted, adoption approved or whatever, January 28th, it's very strange. So I don't know that I even believe that I was born on September 28th of 1983. And I have consulted with, a lot of people, investigators and whatnot, and who have been helping me to conclude, I should say, that's the only way I can describe it, that are trying to help me to rebuild my life, because I lost a lot. I was too young to remember a lot, but I do remember, I think I remember, little bits and pieces. I know that I remember things, definitely, sensory memory, especially pre-verbal things have stayed with me. And if you are not a psychologist, please don't comment on that, because I'm sure that there's a lot of people out there that have a lot of ignorant things to say. But if you can't support your position with research, then please, why take a position? Why take a position that isn't educated and then try, to persuade other people? So, before I begin, I just want you to know that I am an adoptee, so I know firsthand about what adoption does and the havoc that it wreaks on your life, on the lives of adoptees, especially in transracial adoptions. So anyway, so I digress yet again, as usual. My adoption it's something that's very sensitive. It's very sensitive because, I long for my family. I long for my family in ways I can't even really describe to you. And people that have these really stupid, immature comments about, well, you're lucky you didn't get aborted and all that stupid shit. Ignorant, just ignorant stuff. I could say the same thing to you. You're lucky that you weren't aborted. You're lucky that, it's stupid. In my case, my parents died, supposedly. I mean, I think that I remember these things sort of, kind of, maybe, possibly, correctly, possibly, but possibly not. And the records, well, that's a whole nother thing. Supposedly the records is Baltimore shit. Well, there was a letter for me, and they tell me, oh, we lost your letter. So I have a sister out here somewhere, and I've been looking. I've been looking and looking and looking and looking for my sister. And these records, it's just like a dead end at every fucking turn. It's terrible. These people say, oh, well, I'm sorry, we lost your file. Oh, I'm sorry, we lost your letter. And, if it was just, this is my life here. This is not like, it's not a small thing. This is, having lost that could mean that they lost the one thing that would help me to find my sister, and I may never see her ever again because of clerical incompetency, for one. That's one problem that I have with it. And the other thing is that I didn't choose this. I didn't choose it. You know, and a lot of children that are in the foster care system, I was in the foster care system for a time. It's like, what choices do you have? I mean, really, do you, you can stay in the foster care system and be systematically abused. You know, you can try the orphanages and then get released when you're 18 with virtually nothing and no support system and try to somehow learn a trade and survive, but that's not, you know, the world is hard. You know, like, the world is awful. How many of you out there would, you know, tell your kid, okay, well, on your 18th birthday, you're on your own? And we're not talking about kids who have had, you know, good upbringings. We're talking about kids that have already sustained tremendous loss. And in my case, I guess I feel like, okay, I'm making peace. I'm slowly beginning to make peace with the loss of my parents. Slowly. Very slowly. But the loss of my sister, it doesn't have to be. You know? The only reason I don't know where she is because these idiots couldn't hold on to a file. And I am going to have to live with that for the rest of my life. That's insane to me. Like, that's criminal. Do you understand that? You know? And as far as, you know, as far as foreign adoptions go, do you really know where your money's going? Do you really know? You know that this is a legal operation. Do you really know? No, you don't. You don't. You take a lot on faith and a lot on hope. And unfortunately, there's a price. And adoptees pay that price. We pay it every day. You know. So that is why I'm anti-adoption. Because statistically, adopted children are abused more than 6 times as likely physically and mentally and emotionally than their non-adopted counterparts, because adopted children are at a higher risk for post-traumatic stress disorder, depression, attachment disorder for the rest of their lives. That's why. Because adoption exists, because the broken system exists, and nobody's doing anything about it. Because they're making money off of kids, off of selling kids. It's all it is, you know. Human trafficking by another name. Legalized human trafficking is what we're talking about here.